Hello everyone, my name is Callior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything that is around it, and help explain the news in a way that's better to understand what's going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, November 12th, 2022, and it is currently 11:32 a.m. Eastern Time. It has been 200 full days since the release of Bloodhunt, and we have 23 days left until the end of the Halloween pass, which by my calculations should be ending on Tuesday, December 6th. If you're not aware already, we are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are live with us in the chat, feel free to ask questions in regards to everything that I'm saying there if you need any other confirmations. Or you can also do that whenever I'm live streaming. I'm free to answer any kind of questions that I can possibly answer about this game. And as a reminder and disclosure, I am not a game dev, I'm not bound by an NDA, but I will do the best that I can to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. The topics that we're going to cover today, Twitch drops, game updates, or at least Bloodhunt related updates, an update about the blood orange flavor with Advanced GG, and maybe just touch on community events, or the lack of community events. We're going to see. But first, if you haven't, please follow me on Twitch. Even if you're not going to turn on notifications, it would mean a lot to me. We're trying to reach 250 followers because that will unlock some other possibilities, sponsorships, programs, things that I'll be able to give back to the community at 250 followers. That's going to happen. I stream very casually during the week, whenever I can, whenever I feel like it. I've been streaming actually quite a lot in this past week, and it's been a vibe. I've been enjoying it a lot. And also, if you look at me on Twitch, go take a look at the video sections, go look at the clips. There's been a lot of clips to kind of give you a little taste of all the weirdness that happens on this channel when I'm live. Yes, vibes. But yeah, sometimes I do giveaways. Sometimes people have to remind me that I have to do giveaways. Sometimes I've got plenty of purple paint jacket codes, candy kid eyeglasses codes to give out. I've got a ton of them. Just give me a follow. Come by, drop by whenever I'm streaming on Twitch. Hold on. Give me a second. Starting with Twitch drops. We're gonna jump right into it. Give me a second. All right. Let's get into it. Let's copy paste this here. I'm always giving the links in chat, and there will also be in the YouTube description if ever you're watching this on YouTube. After I'm done recording all of this, I spend the afternoon uploading this video, the recording of this video. I post it on YouTube with chapters, and also in the description there are all the links to all the tweets that I'm currently putting in Twitch chat right now. So first up is, of course, the Twitch drop of the week. You are getting them if you're following my channel. I have Twitch drops activated all the time, and I've been given the privilege of letting you collect them when you're watching 60 minutes of my stream with drops enabled. So this week it is the Onyx Tears makeup. It is a recolor, yes, of a makeup that we already have, but this one is a lot of people really like it. A lot of people really like it. So as usual, if you want any information about how to connect your account, basically all the information about how the Twitch drop works, follow this thread here by Motion Gaming. He gives you a lot of information on how to connect, if you're having any problems, how to fix them. And also there is the updated list of streamers, participating streamers of the week that are giving out these drops. If ever you're going on the Bloodhunt channel, if you're looking for people that have drops, usually they post it in their stream title. But here is the updated list. As it says here, the list contains the 100 top Bloodhunt Twitch streamers by time streamed. So yeah, it's basically they decided to change the formula a little bit now. There used to be a point in time where it used to be you needed to have 30 hours of streaming of Bloodhunt in the month, but that became a little bit too hard or a little bit too arduous to keep track of everything. So they decided to just switch it up because there were people that kept asking, like, is the list updated? Don't forget to include me in all of this. They have a set date and time where they decide, okay, we're taking a screenshot on Thursday of the top 100 Bloodhunt streamers, and these people will get access to be able to give the drops. If you want to, oh wait, hold on, I'm going ahead of myself. I'm going to tell you about this a little bit later. These are about Twitch drops. We have Twitch drops until the end of the year as a reminder. So the week that just happened, we had the Scarlet Centipede tattoo that was given out. This week it's the Onyx Tears makeup. Next week it's going to be the graphic statement makeup, which you can't necessarily like see properly here, but there's a streak here on the right side. There's a hole marking on the left side. We'd have to see it in game to see it properly. To see it properly. And we have Twitch drops already lined up until the end of the year. That's going to end with the Please Die outfit here. So if you want to be able to give this out on your own stream, if ever you're new to all this, or you would like to be able to have drops activated on your stream, well, there you go. You need to join the inner circle for Bloodhunt, and it's very simple. How to do this: you go on the Bloodhunt website. In the community section at the top here, you have the content creator program. Once you get in there, you can join the Bloodhunt inner circle. Scroll down, it says here to join now. It's going to lead you to the Bloodhunt Discord, and there's going to be a role that you're going to have to pick out to be able to join the inner circle. A new whole section of the Bloodhunt Discord is going to be opened up to you with some instructions on what to do, and also you're going to be able to have a chat with all the other members of the inner circle if you're having any technical problems on how to get the drops, or if there's anything new or any technical difficulties or glitches or bugs about that. It's all going to be listed there. So that's how you do it. In terms of Vampire the Masquerade news, which is not something that I usually cover, but you will understand why I'm doing this in just a second. Bloodlines 2. Apparently, it could finally arrive in 2023. So, I'll just get to the news right now, and I'll explain later. So, apparently, the Paradox Interactive CEO Frederick Wester has been hinting here that they are. Wait, here's the quote. Feels really good with Bloodlines 2. We'll be able to set a launch date for the game relatively soon. We feel that the game has been in very good hands, and we're incredibly satisfied with what we've seen. He then added that it's absolutely not impossible that the game could launch within 2023. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to be in 2023. It says it's absolutely not impossible. We could probably fathom maybe in the future that, yeah, it could be in 2023. That's the bit that you need to understand, okay? Now, the other part behind this and why I'm mentioning this, and I understand that there's some people are just getting inside Vampire the Masquerade right now and don't necessarily know this background. So I'm just going to state that for everyone to be sure. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the first one, was probably the first big piece of media that people have been encountering about VTM in the past. Uh, you can go look at it. There's plenty of like really interesting gameplay playlists that you'll be able to find on YouTube. If you ask me for one, I'll be able to recommend one to you that I've watched in the last few years, and that I've been like, it's been like proper clean, and it's been like really up to date. Um, there's no way, like, it's impossible to understate the impact that the first Bloodlines game has had on the internet, on anyone that's liked vampires. It is absolutely, it's a fun game that mixes RPG elements with some a bit of mix of combat, a bit of exploration. Um, it's got the whole like choice of dialogue will determine how characters will respond to you, how the story will branch out depending on the choices that you make. It was very unique. It's very one of its kind. People that have played, I guess, Mass Effect in the future will consider Bloodlines to be like the ancestors of Mass Effect a little bit in that fashion. I think it's not too tenuous a thread to bring. But yeah, it has been very, very, very influential. It's been very popular. There's still people to this day that are still streaming Bloodlines. There's people that are still making up some mods for this very old game to still play it in in many different ways. And over the time, as we know, there's been one person that's been constantly updating. There's been releasing an unofficial patch to be able to make sure that the players that try to play Bloodlines these days are able to play it with the new technology and the new advancements and all of this, and the community really, really appreciates that. Now, people have been asking for a sequel for a very long time, or a game like this, or I've been asking for VTM or for World of Darkness to come up with a new game, and it's been a very long time since a fully functional Vampire the Masquerade game has been out. There was a very there's been many years of waiting for a Vampire the Masquerade MMO that was in production that officially got shut down because of all sorts of issues. Let's say there's articles about this, about how much of a nightmare development hell that was. And also, it seemed like in the last few years that Bloodlines 2 that everyone was waiting for, was expecting, a bit of an issue, to the point where the people that were developing the game got the license pulled away from them, and it's been in the hands of Paradox Entertainment again. Paradox Interactive again. So, some people from Bloodhunt might know that the original plan for World of Darkness was to have Bloodlines 2 be released, and following the hype of Bloodlines 2, Bloodhunt was going to be released after that as a different kind of flavor, like following the hype trail of Bloodlines 2. That was supposed to be the plan. Instead, Bloodlines 2 was put on ice and Bloodhunt was released. Now, there's been a lot of confusion from people that don't necessarily keep track of the information, and have been coming to Bloodhunt expecting it to be Bloodlines 2, to be this, political, story-driven, with different choices of dialogues, like RPG. That's what a lot of people came for when they came to Bloodhunt, and apparently are still coming for and asking, what is this? Again, like I've mentioned before, some people treat Bloodhunt as an absolute horrible abomination that should not exist, because Vampire the Masquerade is a personal story of is a story of personal horror and political vampire intrigue. set in a dark world of our own. So battle royale with shooty bang bang and action and not a lot of story, or at least perceived not a lot of story, is absolutely antithetical to them. A game with Vampire the Masquerade should be like Bloodlines. So there's still like, so here's the part that might interest like the Bloodhunt players, because especially the streamers, is that you will have some people in your chat, some people in your stream, some people on Twitter and social media that will be like, why don't you make a PvE game? Why don't you make like an RPG with Bloodhunt? Why isn't this Bloodlines? Well, it's because people are expecting, and people have been wanting for many years, a Bloodlines 2. So, you can tell them that Shark Mob is not Paradox Interactive, two different studios, and they're not working on the same thing. It is not the games. It's not the same game, and Bloodhunt is not Bloodlines 2. So there you go. That's a little bit of information you can tell them. We know that Bloodlines 2 is back in development, could be coming out in 2023. Who knows? Development of Vampire the Masquerade games are always a little bit cursed. as we can see, and yeah, a little bit of Bloodhunt is a little bit touched by that in a certain way. But it depends exactly like which camp you're standing into. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that I thought would be good to throw out there if people didn't know that this is a thing. Take a drink. Because the latest news was about midsummer. In the middle of summer, we had an information from the CEO here, Frederick Wester, that said that basically announced, it was a couple of tweets that said, yes, the game is still in development. We're back in charge. We got some people in charge. The project is alive again. So that's all that we had. So any kind of info that we're getting back on Bloodlines 2 is good. And also, just because of the names, I know they're complicated, but Bloodhunt is not Bloodlines 2. That being said, let's move on. In terms of our game that we like, the hunt for Very Good Dog has been concluded, and we have collected a good amount of clips, the required amount of clips to hunt the bot Very Good Dog, and because of that, we do now have the mooning emote that is now by default in everyone's account in Bloodhunt, where you can just like slap that ass in front of people. We all like it. We've asked for it. There you go. And yes, there you go. Here it is called mooning. And it has been leading to some interesting interactions, as depicted here in a comic by Mokrai. Is a few panels. So go click on it yourself. There's the link in chat right there. Go look at it. Give it a like. Little hippie vibes. There you go. Let's add a like to that. Yeah, pretty funny. But yes, success. We managed to get it. We should all be happy about that, about ourselves. In terms of other news, Shark Mob has been releasing another little video of the behind the Bloodhunt behind the scenes. A little bit of video. This one about the sound development. Although the video is like 2 minutes 19 seconds long, it does mention something about a ring being used in a bathroom to create a certain noise. And also explains to us, or at least I think it explains to us, remember there was a patch when we came back in and the gun noises sounded different? They all sounded weird, or there were issues with like audio of guns? Well, that's because they've redesigned all weapon sounds apparently. That's the main one fact that you should be getting out of this video. You can go check it out, but IMO 2-minute video to talk about sound design is very short. We are not like, this is the 2-minute video. You drop a few like behind the scenes facts on people, and that's pretty much what you're covering. Like that's all you're gonna cover. We could be having like a longer video where we discuss like the intricacies of sound design. It's always very interesting how exactly you how exactly you make the sounds, how you implement the sounds. It's always fun to listen to that, but they're not covering that here. So, and here's something like when I said earlier, like before recording, I said that my October month was absolutely nuts, and I always felt like I was missing something. Well, here's something that I actually missed, which annoys me because apparently even the Bloodhunt account has retweeted this, and I completely forgot to mention it. There's about like halfway through the month. There was another behind Bloodhunt behind the scenes look, but this one's much more interesting to me because it's about environmental storytelling. If we actually took the time to look at details that we see inside the map of Prague, we're able to see little stories being developed. And right now they're focusing on this video on a few details that we might have not seen inside the slaughterhouse area, which is very, very interesting. Like on top of, finding random references to sharks and finding random pineapples around the maps. This is one of the things that I'm very interested to know about, because now next time I'm going to be playing the game, I'm just going to be dropping into the slaughterhouse and not necessarily playing the game, but I'm going to be going to look like, oh yeah, look at those clues and look at all the stuff that's on the board, and I've never looked at this before. I never understood that thing the way. Anyways, if you like details, the little details that they add about the game, this might interest you, because I know that when we're loading inside the game, we're not necessarily noticing all the details or all the dead bodies that are hiding in the corners, or the mysterious gigantic rats or pineapples that we might find along the way. We're just like trying to find enemies and pick up guns and shoot at each other. We're not incentivized to look around the map to try to find those things. So I thought this might be interesting to you, and also correcting the fact that I completely skipped that. So in terms of other updates for the game, October update learnings article with a response from the survey for the patch. It wasn't this week. We have actually no indication of when that's going to happen. And you can tell by the responses to Bloodhunt's tweets and Instagram posts and all of that, that people are not happy about that. They're just like, please give us news. We don't necessarily care that you're spotlighting some costumes that are in the store. And yeah, I mean, it goes with the fact that people are going like, oh no, you're just asking us to spend more money in the store when you're adding new things. They've actually been like in the store for like since the patch. They're just like making a highlight, doing a spotlight on some things. However, the fact that they're releasing that kind of information when it's very clear that people are just waiting for some news, the reactions are kind of like on par with let's say reading the room of social media right now. People aren't exactly like hyped about things that are happening like on the side to the game, or on the side of like anything that has to do with gameplay or patches or updates right now. That's the kind of thing that they want to, not the side things, not necessarily in updates to like spend money in the store, because the gamer mentality about like spending money in a game. Usually the reaction is pretty negative. The only updates that I managed to discover, and these were these were said on streams. This has been mentioned quite a few times in Combat Glue's streams. That apparently something is going to be happening in 2 weeks. So by my calculation, this should be the week of the 21st of November. He's been, like, a couple of questions in his streams have been asked by people, and he's responded to them. You know, I'm not going to answer that question right now, but come back with that question in 2 weeks. He said that multiple times to people. So, in 2 weeks, something. That's all I got. Also, a line that was inserted in a stream at some point by Tobias, which takes care of community. He said that articles have started to be written this week. So article, maybe in the future, maybe in the near future. Well, it wasn't this week, but they're working on it. We're getting something, an update of some kind. I'm sorry, people. I really have no other information about this. Really have nothing. But they're working on things. Things are coming. It's just not right now. We have to just, like, be patient. Go play God of War? Anyways, that's what I got as game updates for now. If we're going on to, hold on a second. Paul James Bruja would make sense to be fair in keeping with the time scale of releasing updates if the updates are to follow the following week or so. Yes, it certainly is looking like that. If we're basing ourselves on the behavior of the previous 2 patch releases and what's been happening around that, it would make sense to think that, you know, on December 6th, we're going to have the patch. The day before, on Monday, we're going to get the patch notes. And the Friday before that, we're going to get the learnings update blog post. However, I've been making it very clear that because of the longer wait time that we have here, maybe releasing some kind of the updates or the learnings update post like a little bit earlier, or literally anything to hint at the next patch would be beneficial. Just kind of a sign of life. It was starting good after we got the patch for after we got the October update, that we were starting to get in like communication about, like, okay, another survey for trios, another like little patch coming in to make some tweakings to the burst rifle. Like, there was some hints of like, okay, we're suddenly being more active. I just wish that it continued. I mean, there's still some more, like, there's a more active presence that's been happening since the October update, or around the October update, has been continuing since, which, you know, I really appreciate, because I see it. I'm not sure that people see it, because what people want to see or people want to hear is, yes, we are working on this. Yes, we are working on that. It seems that I'm surprising people when I'm telling them that they've said, we are working on the bots. And people are like, what? They are? It's like, yeah, that's been confirmed. That's been confirmed that they're working on the bots. In what way are they working on the bots? They just said that they're working on improving the bots. But so, yeah, it's really communication-wise. I've seen some people, like, and I know especially you, because you've responded to some of them, that there's some people that have concerns about the way that communications are being made and the platforms in which the communications are being made. I kind of agree with them. I don't agree with the tone and the aggressiveness in which they are argumenting about this, because that's not the kind of aggressive argumentation that that is going to get you like a proper response from a dev, because, you know, you're not treating the devs with respect. Why should the devs accept that and respond to you in kind, which, you know, they can't necessarily respond to you in aggressiveness, but, you know, if those points were being recycled and maybe, you know, presented in a different way, maybe you're gonna get some acknowledgement. I'm just gonna tell you that I have noticed that the style and frequency of communication has been changing. But in terms of like actual things to cover or announce, I've noticed that all the devs have been very, very, very tight-lipped about what's coming. Except that they all seem to be very excited about the next update. And that's all that we got. So the thing that might happen on the week of the 21st, that would be great. That would be great if we got anything. So yeah, if we're not getting anything, then I agree with you. It's like the expected behavior is just like I've said with the dates, and we're just gonna have that. Like basically we're gonna have some news at the beginning of December, and that's it. That's like if you're deflating all your expectations and just basing yourself on stuff in the past, that would be that. I'm just saying that guys at Shark Mob maybe like do something earlier than this, because it's a long time. And honestly, what this means personally for me, it means that this week I'm not having a lot of news to report. Next week, I'm not expecting to get any more news that I'm telling you right now. And then the next week is going to be the week of the 21st, and then we're going to see if something happened, and then we're going to have some stuff to talk about. And then the week after that is going to be the week for the learnings update, and then we're going to have to talk about that. And then after that is going to be the patch. So, you know, for those weeks, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to have stuff to report to you about. But until then, this week is just, I've been biting my nails. Next week, hope I'm gonna have some other stuff to talk to you about, because otherwise it's just gonna be like a 15 minutes of me rambling of like, hey, you know, we got Twitch drops and bye. I don't want that to happen. Moving on to something else. And I know some people might be tired about this, but wait, no, I've linked that earlier. Forget that. Need micro news updates, even if it means just to acknowledge player concerns or something. Yes, I've been saying this for a very, very long time. Just acknowledging player concerns. Not even, you don't necessarily need to bring a solution. Just acknowledging players' concerns. We hear you. We're working on something. Just saying this would already be like going in a step towards getting some goodwill from the community. Like already just saying this is already like, would already be like really great. But they have their own strategy for this. I can't necessarily criticize them for that. If they have a marketing strategy behind it, I cannot criticize that. Moving on for real. Advanced GG. I know, I keep going on the blood orange tangent and all that sort of stuff, but that's really the only merch thing that we got right now that I'm keeping a track of. They posted this picture. And what you got here, you've got 2 jars of Bloodhunt Blood Orange, and you've got 2 jars of the latest flavor that they have, which is called Tiger Blood. And they say, look what just came in, like if you need this care package, which I originally thought, you know, it might be just like they're trying to farm likes, because they're going like, oh, like if you like this, if you need this care package. They're not saying anything like, oh, we're gonna draw someone at random and send the package to them or anything. Like, it's not saying anything, just like, oh, look at our products, you know, right? After that, though, they tweeted there might have been some other secret things in there that I couldn't show you. So are they going to send this? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that maybe if they suddenly, maybe this tweet has been just like not written properly. Like maybe the hint that, oh, we're gonna draw this box, we're gonna send this box to someone. I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. I'm just letting you know that this is out there. Go click that link, give it a like. Maybe there's going to be a drawing or something. They haven't said anything about this tweet ever since, but there may be something. Also, I just want to add on a very personal note from someone that's been in advertising. If we're looking at this, I would be like, if I worked at Bloodhunt in marketing for this, I would be very angry, or at least mildly miffed at Advanced GG right now. Because what they're doing right now with the Spartacus Tiger Blood, look at this. The packaging is almost the same. The name Tiger Blood, it's kind of like the Blood Orange or the Bloodhunt. This is, how do you call it? There's a term for this, but it's basically confusing the brands. There's a proper term in advertising for this. But yeah, right now you're having two different products that are like almost got the same, like in first glance, like almost got the same name and almost the same packaging. I'd be kind of like, could you release that one in the future? Have other flavors released in the future? Or maybe that was the strategy, to release a lot of blood stuff at the same time. I don't know, but anyways, that's just me. That's just my own concern about this. And also I wanted to give you like a little update, and I don't know what's happening behind the scenes of all of this, but I've been keeping up on the page for Bloodhunt's Blood Orange. I wanted to point out that the shaker, that you can't necessarily see here properly because of the chat box, but yet the shaker says that it's sold out right now. The Bloodhunt shaker has been sold out. Sometimes, it happens that, it's just a question of the website and they need to go behind the scenes and restock it for more people to buy it. But I thought, like, hey, this is a good sign. People want this shaker. Good stuff. Proggers to Bloodhunt for this. Also, I wanted to point out, if ever you were still on the fence about getting this product, I think you're gonna see, like, I think it's warranted that I'm telling you about this. But right now you have 3 different products, but it's basically the same, but it's just different options. So you've got this one here for shipping and handling for USA only. You've got shipping and handling for UK only, and you've got this one product for basically the rest of the world, if you're not like in the USA or in the UK. So if you're in Canada or any other part of the world, you can buy this one. Why I'm pointing this out is because this can be found on the Bloodhunt launch page, which, if you go on the home page and just move through like the top articles that you've got at the top, this is where you get the link to get to the launch page for this. But if you go inside the focus page, you see you've got the Spartacus Tiger Blood, one for USA and one for the rest of the world, and here you only have Blood Orange for USA. When I've just shown you that there's other options that exist. So if ever you want to purchase that, go on the launch page to have the full options of Blood Orange there. Just a little like warning to everyone about that. In case you were going to this page and going like, where are the other options? They exist. Moving on to community events for EGL, the tournament. We've been looking forward to having other tournaments. There's nothing. There's no tournaments in the future. There's no tournaments in the future. You can use the team player finder to find like more people there that are posting that and maybe like practice with them for other tournaments. But right now there doesn't seem to be any tournaments in the future, which other people other than me have been wondering what's been going on with this, because obviously to help out the situation with trios, the Bloodhunt tournament seemed to be the right place to do this. I've been talking about it in the previous like news reports that this was a good place to feature trios and get more people excited and into trios again. I guess that people don't seem to feel the same way as I do about that. Well, we don't know. I'm keeping an eye on this. I'm just keeping a tab on this. Also, in terms of community stuff, it is my weekly reminder to tell you that Bloodhunt, Bestpart, and Jacques Chidal have been collecting some clips to make a monthly video. I think we're getting close to a full month now since this announcement, so maybe some things in the future. I don't know. Just letting you know, the link is there if you want to participate. There's the info again, that's right there. And with that, that's all I had to say. That's unfortunate. I know I've been stalling a little bit, but yeah. Really, that was all I had to say this week about, like, in terms of news coverage. Like I said, it's not very long. This is very short. I haven't had a lot of information. What to expect now? Well, we'll hope we're going to get some communication from the Bloodhunt team very soon, or at any point. We know that something's going to be happening on the week of the 21st of November. We have no details of what or when, or if that's exactly the week of November 21st. We just know, like I said, that this week he's announced in 2 weeks. So that's what we got. And yeah, I would expect. I'm hoping that we can get some kind of tease news update, like you said, Paul James Bruja, like micro news updates or teases or acknowledgments of things to keep people interested. Just, if not to keep people interested in a game, just to remind people that the Bloodhunt team is there and working on things. It's ridiculous that I have to go on streams and say, like, the game devs are still there. They're still working on it. So all you have to do is just wait until they give us updates. And so people are just like, well, we don't know that the devs are working on anything. They're not saying anything. So we think they're gone. We think that they're leaving because we don't have any idea of what's happening. So that's a bit ridiculous, but yeah, I'm hoping that some things can be done. Until then, we have to wait 23 days before a patch arrives. And that's all we got in terms of news. But again, and I want to remind this to everyone, and I say that in my streams again, if you are new to the game, or if you want to get people into the game, if you want to, like, you know, get them interested in the game, now is really the best time to get into Bloodhunt. It's free to play. There's a free Halloween pass. It's super easy to complete. The bots right now are the way that they haven't been tweaked. Now, I know there's been a lot of people that have been saying the bots are too easy. I can tell you by playing the game myself and seeing other streamers play against bots, saying that they're easy to fight is very relative to who's playing, and also does not necessarily mean that because you're very, very good at the game doesn't mean that the bots aren't going to find you in a, like, very, I was going to say compromising, but in a very tight situation and will not be able to completely annihilate you. Sometimes you get caught into bot fights or fights with people that are taking the advantage that you're fighting against bots and will kill you. Absolutely do not underestimate the power of bots inside a game and think, oh, I'm getting into 42-player lobby, it's gonna be 41 easy kills for me. Yeah, sure. I know that some people this week have been managing to post like a 40, a couple of people at least, I think, have been managing to post a 40 kill game. but that's counting extra lives. You know, you have to think about that. But yeah, that is not a point of view that is being shared by everyone, that the bots are too easy. And we know that the bots, that the devs are working on the bots, are working on improving them, but we don't know exactly which direction they'll take. Will they have, you know, a wide variety of bots, from being too easy to bots that are a little bit too aimbody? They're a little bit too good? Maybe something like that. Maybe they're just going to improve all the bots overall, all the bots' behavior, in which case new players will be having a harder time to fight against bots. Maybe, we don't know. So that's why I'm saying right now, if you're a new player, you're trying to learn the game, right now is the right time to play the game. So if you know anyone that might be interested, if you got gamer friends, PC, PS5, get them in the game, convince them to try to play this game. You got nothing to lose by trying out this game. So right now is really the best time to do it. But yeah, as a reminder to everyone, if you do pick up on some details that might be interesting or might be newsworthy that you are finding on streams online, you know, just the line that I said earlier about they are currently writing the news articles for us. That was one line in a stream at some point at the beginning of the week from a dev that I discovered in the middle of nowhere of the internet. And there's been plenty of streams since then, and I know that the devs are going, once in a while they're going into different people's streams, going to say hi. Some people ask them questions, they give answers. I can't review all the VODs that exist for Bloodhunt in a week. That's not humanly possible. But if you ever come across some things, some discussions with the devs where they reveal some kind of stuff, please don't hesitate to contact me. Let me know. Give me screenshots of the convos or give me the links to the VODs so I can go like verify that, because I want to be absolutely sure of the source of information. I don't want to report to you false information. Yeah, and I can't be everywhere on every stream. There's only 24 hours in the day, and now I have to go into the office, so I'm going to be missing some things. So if you want to help me out, I would appreciate it very much. And with that being said, please give me a follow on Twitch. Channel is growing. I appreciate everyone that joins up. Remember that usually when I stream Bloodhunt, you can get special drops, and I do code giveaways. I have still several of the fuchsia makeup codes, and I have a few Techno Demon masks still that I'm saving for special occasions that I will be announcing on Twitter. However, whenever I give out a Techno Demon mask. But I always have Purple Jacket and Candy Kid glasses codes that I'm always able to give out on my streams, like at any time. Follow my Twitter also, because I will warn you whenever I'm giving out the Techno Demon mask. And that's it for us here. That is it for us here. Thank you for the people that are here in chat. And be excellent to each other out there. Be kind to each other. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.